Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your March reading. I have laid out the Mayan Tarot along the axis of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot, and I'll use 3 oracle decks along the way. I'm doing personal readings, and the information for that you will find in the description box below. I appreciate all of you who are participating in that. I give away a free reading on or about the first of each month, and I pick those winners from the comments and from the donations that I've received previously. So, moreover, I thank all of you for being here now. That's what's most important to me, and I appreciate all the ways that you support me. So let's get going with your overall energy, Sagittarius. We have the Warrior of Swords. This is the Knight of Swords energy. This is you exploring and discovering new ideas, looking for new inspiration, trying to understand your truth and the truth of the experiences of others actively. You may be recording or articulating, sharing your ideas and your information, your gifts, your talents in ways that represent a kind of documentation, a kind of journaling, a kind of collecting data or information, a way that you're sharing these ideas with others, a way that you're processing, excuse me, new ideas. And this can have you doing a lot of reading, a lot of pursuing and researching ideas that you're getting as you may be engaged in a web of new interest in ideas that you've always explored, but I'm sensing a kind of catching up on the latest intel or evidence or data around certain ideas. Even as a creative, you are researching images and the writings of others so that you can understand your own image, your own themes better. In the 10th house, we have the 8 of Swords, and this has come up for all the fire signs. The 8 of Swords is about, I think it's an extension of this energy that you're experiencing. This is where you're seeking out the ideas, information, and opinions of others, as opposed to them being imposed on you in some way. You can find yourself dissipating a lot of energy and looking up, following through the ideas of others who you admire or follow. This is particularly true for those of you that are writers or deal in are part of academia or education in some ways, where you're establishing new theories, new curriculum, new educational plans with an idea of updating what it is that you're already doing. Whatever area you're in, the wealth of ideas out there essentially are telling you what you already know. And I believe that this is one of the things that you may be inadvertently confirming as you look into all of these new ideas. You may find that you're following people you've always admired and enjoyed, that you've always appreciated their ideas or the way they describe or talk about their process or ideas. And in a way, this is confirming that you already know enough. There may be an anxiety that you have fallen behind in your field or not up to date, but the confirmation here is the releasing of this overanalysis of your ideas. You already know what your ideas and beliefs are, and more information certainly cannot hurt that. It is part of enjoying the process of ideas, of using your mind, of exercising your expressive gifts, of writing and recording, documenting what you're doing, making maps, describing what you're doing to others. But it is not to take you out of your body, out of your certainty, out of your clarity, which this sense of anxiety and worry can do. This feeling overwhelmed by all the other ideas and events that are occurring in the world, perhaps specifically in your professional world. In the first house, the 8 of Jades, another 8. This is really about the work that you're doing as a result of the pursuit and the expression of the ideas you're experiencing. You have a plan. You are committed to the work. You have a discipline that you are attempting to reinvigorate with some new ideas, only to be reconfirmed in the fact that you have a process, that you are developing yourself, that you continue to find more information that will support the development that you're doing. So this is a positive way in which your confirmation of your ideas and your beliefs is supporting the commitment that you're making. You're putting a lot of work and effort into building something. You're making sure that you are as prepared as you can be for any opportunities for success or victory that appear before you. In the 4th house, the house of your home, your soul, your roots, this can also be your family, we have the Chariot card. The Chariot card for me feels very Sagittarian. It certainly is relating right now to this idea that you are so focused on what it is that you're seeking to achieve, that you're dropping the pretense of being like others. You're no longer disguising or masking your difference. You're appreciating that once the desire for belonging in the world, in your world, has been replaced with a clarity about how your uniqueness, how your difference contributes to your gifts and your efforts. So this is a real sense of moving away from the herd, moving away from the crowd, not feeling, not apologizing for not conforming, but understanding that your way of approach, your ideas, your process of creating the service or the products or the effort that you're making are unique to why you came here, and the service you have to offer is the way it is. This is really just moving towards your heart's desire without distraction. And I really see how your attempt to open up to more ideas, to continue to do the research you're doing, is really helping to affirm the idea that you've always been on this path. In the 7th house, the house of your significant relationships with others and with your goals, is about something you have achieved. This is an achievement of, I believe, this process of learning and growing. This is where you have understood that you are committed to taking in the ideas, the experiences, the events around you, and producing something that reflects that in establishing a cultural, an emotional, a spiritual foundation for yourself. This foundation is merely the platform from which you build. You bring in others to build with. This is where your collaborators, your teams, your peers, others who are working with you, your partners, are building from this place of growth, of seeking expansion, of seeking a greater understanding with greater inclusion of the community that you work within and on whose behalf you work for. So there's an incredible achievement you've already earned. And I'm sensing some anxiety about what you've been able to accomplish. What do you have to show for the many experiences, the many ideas, the education that you've received throughout? Really wanting to understand that something has been gained, something has been achieved, and is grounding your efforts at greater growth and accomplishment, success. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey Oracle, Sagittarius, and hope that if this reading is resonating for you, that you'll like this video, share it with others, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is really appreciated that you support me in that way. And I pull the Indecision card. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And I can see this great push that you're making towards accomplishing, towards the discipline of creating something that is your goal, that is your target, something you're building, something you're also cleaning is the word that's coming to me, almost like decluttering your life, your mind, so that you can focus on your unique, your original contribution. But there is some anxiety about that, as I mentioned earlier. And instead, you're being asked to use the same intuition that leads you to connecting your efforts to all of these ideas that are out there in the world. All of these, for you, advanced ideas, ideas that build on the way that we understand images, ideas, and our efforts in the world, that connects you in a web that is supporting humankind, supporting our ability to create, to be creative. This is part of the intuition that is being pulled upon, that's being required of you in order to make sense of your unique path. Your path is not like any other path. And there is perhaps a sense of guilt about that, a sense of feeling marginalized because of that. And you're being asked, of course, to sacrifice that sense of not belonging and understanding that you belong in a very unique place in the constellation of our community. And I pull the water buffalo, and the plant associated with that is the water lily. You are part of a greater whole with determination and gratitude, prosperity, and abundance will manifest. What a lovely confirmation. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Jades in the first house with the World card in the second house and the Two of Wands in the third house. So I like things to look a certain way. The World card is really echoing this idea that you have achieved something. You have actually created something amazing. Your resources, your life, the way in which you have established your values as the foundation for the comforts of your life, for your ability to move throughout the world and to be safe and comfortable, secure and stable, is your achievement. It doesn't look the way you perhaps thought it would, could, or should look. And this is one of the things that has, I'm sensing, riddled you along the way. That what is secure for you, your foundation, the things you've gained, are not readily visible in the kinds of material goods or the kinds of opportunities that are highly valued in our culture. And this is a theme throughout for the fire signs, I'm sensing. Nevertheless, you have achieved a lot. You are receiving the rewards of your efforts, and you're receiving them in ways that are preparing you for your move forward into a place of greater originality and effort and success. So you are understanding that this is your expertise. You've gained all this experience, but you want to take that experience and move it out towards the world. You want to plan a forward motion, an opportunity to grow into the future, into the world, unfamiliar communities, unfamiliar locations that is what keeps you open to learning about the world, to follow up on the ideas that you believe are fundamental to your values and your efforts at developing yourself and your image, your services, your products. The Chariot card in the 4th house is clarified by the 8 of Wands in the 5th house and the King of Swords in the 6th house. There are many opportunities coming to you, and I do believe this is something many of us are experiencing as Pluto has moved into Aquarius, and there's a lot of planetary energy in Aquarius at this time. That is a positive sextile with your sun, your rising sign, your moon, whatever placements you have in Sagittarius. Aquarius works very well with that energy, and this is you connecting, making those efforts. This is the 3rd 8 in this reading. You're doing the work. You're committed. You're not dropping any ideas or becoming lazy about what is important to you, the philosophical underpinnings of your efforts. This is who you are, Sagittarius. And I am reminded again of Chiron, who, as the result of a serious wound that could not be healed because he was an immortal, he became a master healer, a teacher, a philosopher, a martial artist, versed in arts and culture. And this is, I believe, the effort you're making, never resting on what you know, always extending what you know by teaching, by sharing with others so that you stay challenged, stay challenging in your forward thinking. This is an ability that you have in how you're able to teach. Again, this is another characteristic of your sign, the teacher. You are using your ability to teach among your peers, not necessarily in a formal setting, although for many of you, you are teaching all the way K through college, wherever you're called, wherever your ideas fit. You have opportunities to teach on a regular basis to others who suck up the information and yet engage with you in a way that you frame as the curious one, as the person who is posing questions to others, the one who listens as much as you share. It's really about the process of teaching where you learn from your students and where your students are always challenging their own assumptions and necessarily yours as well. It's the synastry that is keeping you active, moving forward, assertive on your movement forward in this path you're planning into the future. Informing yourself through your peers, through your allies, through friends, the direction and the shape of what that future looks like. The 4 of Staffs in the 7th house is clarified by the Queen of Swords in the 8th house and the 9 of Cups in the 9th house. We have a King and Queen of Swords, which in many ways can describe a partnership, a powerful partnership. This can be, it feels very professional. It doesn't mean that there isn't a romantic or a more soul connection relationship as a component, but whatever that soul connection is, it facilitates a goal. It facilitates the creation or the building of something of use to a community, to your audiences, to your clients or customers, so that you work together in this partnership to make your services more available, to support the growth of others. This is key, and this is really feeling like a professional, a teacher's energy. I also feel that through this very dynamic process that you are continuously engaged in, always the student, always the learner, always the teacher, always the exchanger of ideas, that this is something that you have continue to use to explore the wider world around you. And nothing gives you greater pleasure than traveling the world. If it is through your ideas, if it is through your network, if it's by literally moving from place to place, this is what lights you up. This is what has you on your path, confirms that you are on your path. It's the joy, the pleasure in the process of seeking new information, sharing new information, creating opportunities for others to grow and to explore, to discover. This lights you up. This is definitely your soul's growth, your vibe. All your relationships feel predicated on this expansion. In the 10th house, the 8 of Swords is clarified by the 9 of Cups. That was the 10 of Cups, so I read those reversed. And the 2 of Cups in the 12th house. Okay, so I love it when I make mistakes, although I do feel as though how I might tweak that is that it is the process of sharing these ideas that takes you into the broader global communities that you feel are your destiny. These global communities can be any association, that any tribe that you are affiliated with, but that's where you feel you belong. You feel as though you belong in the world, a diverse world. You enjoy experiencing the differences in the world. You're not necessarily comfortable or interested in staying in your lane. You like to be in your lane in a diversity of cultures and communities of experiences. This travel, this desire to be in a place where you are always learning, growing, and sharing is the transition, the change that you're making. This is what facilitates all the changes in your life. This, again, is reflective of your natural character. You gain new opportunities through your openness to enjoying learning as a value in and of itself, enjoying the opportunities to share and not simply what is being called this toxic positivity that exists in many communities, but this is sharing and learning about the range of experiences. All of your feelings and emotions are engaged, and the ability to share, learn, talk about those in a safe place is what propels you on to your new opportunities, propels you into those relationships that support you and that you can team up with in order to support others. All of this is reflecting this much higher sense of a relationship that you're having with yourself. And I might add that the Queen and King of Swords is mirroring this greater ability to discern, to speak your piece, to feel, stand in your truth, and also to be discerning, subtly discerning about the information that you have, the strategies that you can employ to use that information, the way in which you are aware that you impact the world. This is coming from a deep sense of respect for yourself, a deep sense of respect for your experiences, what you've learned, who you are, that understands that you are as deserving as others who you see are successful as they are, so that you're no longer holding yourself back from being in the spotlight, being engaged. You're committed to the community. You are actually feel armored by your unique qualities and skills to move forward to success, to know that abundance and deep connection is what creates that abundance for you. It often comes about through ideas. I'm going to pull a crystal oracle, and I will... I pulled the shungite. Let's look at that. And the key word is discipline. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.